In this video, I am going to break down the way to become like Kratos from God of War in real life. Before I begin, if you enjoy this type of content and want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe. My goal is 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. The first step is that Kratos was trained as a Spartan, a rigorous civilization from Greece who focused heavily on their military prowess. Starting at the age of 7, boys would go through extreme training to toughen them up as soldiers. The training, called agoge, does not seem to include military-specific training, as that was later in life. However, some examples do include feeding them less food to promote stealing and build cunningness, and beating them if they get caught as a type of reinforcement. Along with this, they were given little clothing to toughen them up for the harsh environment, and were barefoot and bathed very little. There was also higher and higher requirements for exercise, such as running, wrestling, and brutal fighting. And lots of beatings for those who did not satisfy the criteria. To me, this is an extreme way of building a foundation for the Spartans, and you can mimic this by doing general exercises to build up your overall physical and athletic abilities. A combination of weightlifting and cardio, where the weights are heavy weights at low reps, and for the cardio, running, swimming, climbing, and anything else that could be considered functional. For the weights, you could do compound barbell exercises such as overhead press and bench for the upper body, and squats and deadlifts for the lower body. For each of the workouts with the weights, you want to increase the amount incrementally using micro plates, which can be 2.5 pounds each, or 1.25 pounds, or anything lighter, though you may have to buy them yourself. You don't want to go super hard on the training starting out, because for one, you don't have a Spartan trainer to beat you every time you fail, and even if you did for some weird reason, that's an awful way to train. It would be very painful, and you would probably never try it again. The other reason is because that while not explicitly mentioned, I could logically assume that this extreme form of training would cause a lot of injuries, which could also turn you away from this form of training. So you want to hit a baseline level at first, of good strength and stamina and endurance, which you can roughly estimate from charts, and once you deem yourself physically fit enough, you can move on to the Spartan level, as you could call it. For weightlifting, not too much has changed, but if you begin to hit a wall in increasing the weight each workout, considering that you already have proper rest and recovery, then you want to add accessory workouts to number 1, help you push past a plateau, and 2, to help you look more like Kratos, because as Mimir puts it, if you want the physique of one, you better start picking up heavy things and putting them back down. Some muscles to focus on would include the deltoids, the biceps, and the chest. Now the cardiovascular exercises is where you can use that Spartan mentality, because if you were to jump in weight or increase the amount of reps way beyond your limit, it can cause you to fail the lift, which isn't the biggest thing in the world, but if you were to fall and hurt yourself or drop the weight on yourself, it can be very dangerous. I would describe the Spartan mentality as setting yourself for a very difficult goal, and if you cannot do that goal, you increase the amount of reps or distance as a form of punishment. For example, let's say you go running and you can run, a mile in 8 minutes. The next time you go for a run, make the goal 7 minutes 30 seconds, which is a big jump, and if you cannot hit this goal, then you add another mile or half mile to the workout without stopping. And once you hit this goal, you want to reduce it to 7 minutes, and so on and so forth. Other cardio workouts to do to bring out your inner Kratos include chopping wood, as he uses the Leviathan axe. However, if you cannot find enough wood to chop, an alternative would be sledgehammer training, which requires a sledgehammer and a tire which you hit at full force. Another is stone lifting. built on Norse legends of Viking seafarers lifting a stone weighing 340 plus pounds for respect among the other men. Don't start with 340, instead a heavy bag or sandbag is a good option and you want to both lift and then walk with it. Alternatively, farmer's walks plus suitcase carries with dumbbells and plates are also a good option. Another one is a sled push, and most importantly, as the god of war, is to fight. So you want to consistently spar different opponents with different styles. You need to be comfortable with the pressures that arise from fighting and be able to work through the stressors and think logically as possible. I've already made a video on some martial arts that could be effective. Next is diet, which is important as Kratos is 240 pounds. Now you don't have to weigh the exact amount, but in general, becoming heavier could help you transform your body to look more like Kratos. This requires a high caloric diet, high in protein, fats, and carbs, as you need it to recover from the high intensity workout and gain weight. You may also want to add supplements, because unlike Kratos, you're not a god, so supplementing with protein powder, creatine monohydrate, caffeine, and other supplements that are deemed safe both by the company and your doctor. Another important factor is sleep, which Kratos does not seem to get a lot of, or if he does, he seems to jump awake due to visions. He can get away with this because, again, he is a god, but for most people, proper sleep is extremely important. When sleeping, you go through different cycles, which provide a myriad of benefits such as rebuilding muscle, balancing blood sugar levels and metabolism, energizing the immune system, detoxifying the brain, consolidating memories, and more. And just like with diet, you may need some outside assistance like melatonin, chamomile tea, and if it continues to persist where you cannot sleep as well as you want to, you may need to go to a doctor to see if it's something like sleep apnea or insomnia or other external factors. Other things to train include cold resistance, as he lives in Midgard, which has been afflicted by Fimbulwinter. A popular method is the Wim Hof method, which is an artificial breathing technique which seems to help you resist against the extreme cold, though there are some possible dangers that occur if you try this method. You would also want to practice meditation, as Kratos was quite the rage-filled person, especially during the earlier games, and so if you see similar signs, you may want to try some meditation to help calm yourself down. And finally, you want to train your mind. Kratos was a general with the Spartans. As such, he's well versed in tactical and strategic movements and leadership decisions. As such, you'd want to study up on modern and ancient day military tactics and strategies, along with mindsets of warriors, to be more like the Spartans. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe.